Hashi Mommy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about 5 reasons why you are not getting better if you have Hashimotos like I do. And I have been on a journey for the last several years. I finally found out that I had Hashimotos back in 2018, but it was a very long journey. You can hear more about my story on my blog post. I want to go ahead and jump into it. So number 1 would have to be stress. So a lot of people that have autoimmune diseases will develop an autoimmune disease a lot of the times, unfortunately, after some type of traumatic event, some extremely stressful event in your life. You know, for the most part, you can look back and pinpoint when you started to have issues. There's been a lot of studies on it, and it's just crazy to think just how our body reacts when we are under a tremendous amount of stress. And, you know, there's a difference between chronic stress and just regular stress that people go through here and there, but chronic stress is just continual and over time. That is something that I experienced. And, when I was a first-time mom and my husband was a firefighter, and there was so many different things going on, and I had a lot of health issues after delivering my daughter. So my life just spiraled out of control, and that was around the time I started having a lot of these crazy symptoms. So I definitely wanted to bring that up in case that's something that you just didn't consider when you first found out you have Hashimoto's. And it's so important to control that stress. It's extremely important. So there's so many different tips you can do that, I've provided in other videos with how to de-stress. So that is a huge, huge one I wanted to go ahead and start off with. Control your stress. Number 2 is your diet. Yes, your diet. That is something I absolutely did not understand. I just didn't realize there was a lot of foods that I was eating that my body just wasn't adapting to very well. And as I did a lot of research, I found out that it is so important to understand just how foods affect your overall body and your overall health. And I had a lot of foods that after, going through learning about inflammatory foods, that I realized were causing tons of inflammation in my body. So as soon as I cut those foods out, I'm telling you, it was like night and day with just these symptoms I was having. Yes, I had, more symptoms, but it drastically improved how I felt overall. I would say the top inflammatory foods are going to be corn, soy, of course, processed foods, gluten, dairy, sugar. So definitely look into that for yourself. There are ways that you can test your, there's food sensitivity tests that you can take. And you can also do an autoimmune protocol, which just basically cuts out common inflammatory foods. And then after that, you can reintroduce foods to see how your body reacts. That way you're able to see the difference. And not to mention, during that time frame, if you do an AIP diet, which I've done before, you will feel a huge difference. So I highly recommend doing that for yourself. If you're taking your health seriously at this point and you are trying to get better, cut out inflammatory foods and make sure that you're eating a wholesome diet. And I will have another video on that as well. But again, this video is just a summary, just to kind of get the ball rolling and to get all this information in your head. Number 3 is exercise. And no, I'm not talking about you being some type of, fitness star and fitness enthusiast where you're having to work out every single day for hours at a time. I'm just talking about getting your body moving, getting the blood flowing through your body. It's a de-stressor. It's a way to just allow your body to detox. First of all, by sweating, you're detoxing, and you're able to just feel a huge difference physiologically when you force yourself to go outside, to go on a walk, expose yourself to vitamin D. Exercising is so good for your brain, and long term it is something that gives you just better quality of life. So exercising is absolutely essential, regardless of how down you may feel, of how physically sick you may feel, I would really encourage you just forcing yourself to go just on a walk. Just start that way. It's just baby steps. You're not, trying to, like I mentioned before, you're not trying to be an athlete. You're just trying to improve your quality of life. And exercise is so important if you want to be able to get to a place where you get your life back. Number 4 is toxic exposures. And I can go on and on and on about this, but I'm telling you, there are so many toxic exposures that will wreak havoc on your body and trigger these autoimmune diseases and all kinds of health issues in your body. So when I say toxic exposures, I'm talking about what's in your home. There's so many things, like between your furniture, between your beds, between your cookware, what you're using and what you're consuming when you're cooking, and the type of lotions you're putting on your skin. Your skin is the largest organ, so anything you put on your skin, anything you're consuming that is any type of artificial ingredient, there's mold, there's lead, there's all kinds of things. The water you're consuming, I know it can be extremely overwhelming, but what I can tell you is when you have baby steps and you are cutting out things little by little, which is what I did. Not everyone can afford to cut out everything all at once, but as you learn and as you grow in this, you're able to improve. You have that alert, if you will, of just understanding what are toxic exposures. And there's websites like the EWG, basically is a website that will give you information on certain, like everything really that is a toxic exposure. So I'll put that in the link below so that you can see what I'm talking about and you can look it up for yourself. So toxic exposure, extremely important. The last thing that I want to mention is your gut health. I did not realize gut health was so essential to your overall health. And it's so hard because all these are so important. If you have some type of gut infection, if you have, any type of, IBS or anything that has to do with your gut, I definitely would recommend getting that controlled and talking to a functional doctor, a naturopathic doctor, somebody who can help you to naturally heal your gut. Because if your gut is completely messed up right now, then you're not absorbing. You can eat as healthy as you want. You can take all the supplements you want. You can do everything that's perfect, but you're not going to benefit overall, because basically, if you think about it, there's like holes, if this is the lining of your gut and there's all these like holes over time that have opened up, there's food, there's all kinds of stuff that are going through your intestines and getting into your bloodstream that were supposed to be digested that aren't now. So regardless of how well you're trying to take care of yourself, you're not going to improve if you have an ongoing gut infection, if you have ongoing issues with your gut. So improving the overall health of your gut is so essential. So those are my 5 tips. I am definitely going to be doing a series where I'm digging a little deeper in each of these areas so that you can have a better understanding of what I'm talking about and resources that are out there, because everything is at our fingertips at this point. And what I've realized over time, that you don't have to be naive about this. There's ways to learn. There's so many just resources out there. So hope you like this video. Please let me know if you have any questions, and if you know somebody that can benefit from this, please share this, and please subscribe so that you can learn more information for yourself, improve your health, and I look forward to connecting with you.